Player Q&A weekly webinar call. We are going to get started here in just one moment, but before we do, if you'll be kind enough to confirm that you can both hear my voice as well as see my screen, and then we can get started. Thank you. Confirmations right off the start, so no need for further delays. We can just dive straight into it. Once again, this is the WooPlayer Q&A weekly webinar call, the purpose of which is to answer any questions that you as users may have, also to provide any feedback or training on advanced feature and use cases on how you can utilize video in your business, to showcase new stuff that we've been working on, as well as to gather feedback, constructive criticism, etc., on how we can keep improving WooPlayer. The format of the webinar is pretty straightforward. At any time that you have a question, or if you came prepared with any questions, now would be a good time just to drop them in the chat box, and we will start answering them in the order that they come in. These webinars are held every Tuesday. If you are unable to attend any of these webinars, the replays are posted both on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/WooPlayer, as well as on our WooPlayer Facebook group. So if you haven't already, we do strongly encourage you to subscribe to that YouTube channel and join that Facebook group and join the community and stay up to date on everything that we release, so that you're first in the loop to know when something is available. So hello to Alan, hello to John, hello to Dean, Alex, Wheelie, Shade. Hello, everybody. My name is Peter, and I am WooPlayer's product manager, and I'm holding these calls. All right, cool. So a couple of things that I wanted to go through. Should we go to reports first, or should we go to? All right, let's do it this way. So, as some of you have probably noticed, and as we've discussed on the last week's webinar call, the WooPlayer reports are now live and available for all of our enterprise users. So just to summarize on what it entails, the reports are a centralized place where you can review the analytics for all of your videos, so for a given time period, and assign filters. So by default, here is the performance of my videos for the last 7 days, which you can of course adjust, as well as you can filter it by domains, countries, groups of videos, etc. And then you can see the performances of those videos. So for example, I can see that aerial shot of Seascape has had 19 loads throughout the past 7 days, which is slightly better than the previous period. So we're comparing the last 7 days to the 7 days prior to that. So you can see the comparison between the two metrics for loads, play rates, average watch time, and the complete rates for all of those videos. And of course, if you want to, you can dive deeper into those analytics just by clicking on any of the videos, and then you can dive far deeper into the individual views and heat maps and engagement charts and demographic reviews for all of those videos. So this gives you a really good overview of how your videos are performing. And then if you want to dive into more details, you can just click on any of them. As mentioned, you can export this data. So at any time, you can just click on export, and that's gonna generate a Google Sheet link for you, which you can use to let me just open that up. That was a pop-up blocked. Let me just open up manually. So that's going to export all of that data, so you can have it to review further if you want to, and extrapolate on it. You also have the ability, and this is probably the best feature of this, is it gives you the ability to save and automate reports. So you can set up your filters as you want to, set up the interval in which you want the report to be ran. So for example, weekly, and then each week you're going to get an email with that data, as well as a link to that Google Sheet, which is generated every week, as well as an opportunity to come back here to the dashboard, to the WooPlayer application, and then pull up those reports so you can review them and adjust them further. So that's WooPlayer reports. We've been talking about them for the last couple of weeks, and now they're finally available for everybody who's on Enterprise. As mentioned, we are really eager to kind of get some feedback around this and how you are utilizing it and what are the use cases in which you are implementing it. So I'm more than glad to field any questions on this topic, but would also like to throw out if somebody would appreciate a one-on-one demo with concrete use cases on how they're utilizing this, just contact us at support@wooplayr.com, and we'll gladly set aside 15 minutes to jump on a one-on-one call and walk through this and cover how you can get value out of this and how we can improve it so others can get value out of it as well. There's some payments, or there's not some payment. There's some questions already. So just let me see if there's anything related to reports before moving forward. Louis is asking, do these analytics include the ones for funnels and A/B testing? Great question from Louis. The answer is no. These analytics are solely for single video performance. So these are just currently single video performances. The A/B testing funnels, contests, and playlists continue to have their unique insights. However, considering that all of these videos are actually hosted with, so for example, if I created a playlist with these videos, the views of that playlist would be included in this. However, A/B testing, etc., would not results for complete rates of and who's the winner of A/B tests would not be included in this. However, if the video is included in an A/B test or a funnel or a contest or a playlist, then those views will be counted in these insights. So hopefully that answers that question. Dean is saying you typoed with the video you uploaded to YouTube. Reports should be reports. Just saying, happens. Thanks for pointing it out, Dean. Alex is saying I asked for a one-on-one demo a week ago. How can I get it? Thanks. Just ask. I haven't seen it. If you want to, just ping us on the support channel right now, either through live chat or support@wooplayr.com. So I'll be sure that I can grab it. Sometimes people from level 1 support grab it first, and then that never ends up in my queue. So if you just reiterate it, say this is for Peter, he asked for it on the webinar, they'll be sure to forward it to me. Haven't seen that request. Sorry about that, Alex. We'll be sure we get that sorted out. All right, cool. So that's what I wanted to cover on reports. Next up, we have an upcoming AppSumo promotion. Some of you might be familiar with AppSumo, some of you might not be. So for the Black Friday, we're going to have a promotion where we're selling coupons, and people can redeem those coupons for the WooPlayer Pro lifetime license. For those of you who are not familiar with what the Pro license is, I would recommend reviewing the documentation. So let me just pull that up. Pro licenses, probably not. There it is, Pro license. So people can know what the Pro license is and sort of what the limitations of it are. So people can redeem coupons for that. But also worth noting is that each coupon which is sold on AppSumo, so even if you are Enterprise and you choose to purchase one of these coupons, you can redeem that coupon for additional 10 gigabytes of storage. So that's an incredibly good value, and that's lifetime storage. So that's not subscription storage. So if you find yourself on a startup or an Enterprise plan short of storage, so for example on startup you only have 25 gigabytes of storage, for $79 you can expand that by 10 gigabytes lifetime. So that's not all of our storage expansion packs are subscription models. These are lifetime, so you can utilize one coupon to expand your storage by 10 gigabytes. So that's incredible value for that coupon. So keep in mind that you have an ability to utilize those coupons regardless of which license you are on. That's one thing. And the second thing is with regards to sort of getting into the holiday spirit, and now we have different kinds of promotions and all of that. I don't have a pretty page or graphic for that, but I'll just announce it during the Cyber Monday, which is the Monday following, well, the following Monday after Black Friday, which is this Friday coming up. Then on Cyber Monday, we'll have promotional pricing up for Enterprise, and that's going to be limited time as well. So stay tuned for those details as well. We'll be sure to sort of email everybody out, everyone so that you are aware of the promotional pricing on the subscription plans as well, which will become available during the Cyber Monday. Alrighty, cool. So with that out of the way, I think we can start getting to some questions, and I think I've seen some. All right, let's see. John was first. So John said, how do I set up my web page for payments? Is this the same page they will watch the video on, just unlocked? Correct. So John is probably referring to the payment lock. So let me just get into one of the videos. Let's use the QA webinar from the 13th of November. Just get into that. So under marketing tools and under video gates, we have the option for the pay-per-view gate, and you set up the pay-per-view gate via the PayPal integration. So unfortunately, I don't have time to go through the PayPal integration currently, but basically you get a code from PayPal which you kind of embed as your button, and then what you need to do when you're configuring that button is you can set up different redirect links for where you want the person who's paying to go to if they've successfully completed the payment and if they've failed the payments. So basically, if I had a page such as, let's say this was my page, right? So I had this page, and on it I had a VooPlayer video. So what I would do inside of PayPal, I would use the success code, and I would embed it to this link on which my video is on. So basically, you have the same page with the video on it. So let's pretend the VooPlayer video is on it. But basically, you would append on this page this link, which will trigger the further verification of the PayPal payment. So on the same page, you have the video. You also forward the success code, and you also forward the fail code. All of them on the same page. So then so by default, the viewer will come to this link. They will click on it. They will get redirected to PayPal, and once they've completed the payment, they will end up on this link, which will trigger the VooPlayer to check for that payment on PayPal, and if it is valid, then it will unlock it. In theory, you could really point them to any page where that video is. It could be a different page as long as it's the same video and you have this code. Hopefully that answers that question. If it remains unclear, do follow up with that so I can address it. Jim is asking, what if we were already on the enterprise plan with regards to the probably Cyber Monday pricing? The promotional pricing for the enterprise licenses is locked down to new members only. So only free members, only pro members, and only startup members will have the ability to leverage the promotional enterprise pricing. So only new members on the promotional pricing. Alex is asking, does a video link to YouTube keep sending stats to YouTube? Do my views on my website keep counting on YouTube? We get that question so often. I think there's an article, views on YouTube. Let's search that in the docs. Will the views be counted for linked videos from YouTube? So there's this article. And I'll take the liberty of just pasting it over here in the chat box. So for linked videos, the statistics and the views will be collected separately unless there is a YouTube logo on that specific video in VooPlayer. So as you may know, when you are embedding a YouTube video, importing, let's put it that way, importing a YouTube video inside of VooPlayer, sometimes it will have a YouTube logo on it, which means that it's going through the YouTube player, in which case the views will be counted on YouTube. But sometimes you can get direct access to the source material of that YouTube video, meaning that it's not going through the YouTube player, in which case the views will not be counted. And this article goes into some details with regards to what are the differences, benefits of each approach, and how you can set up the video to go through the YouTube player or avoid it going through YouTube player, which involves adjusting the settings of that YouTube video. So you can read a little bit more about that in the docs, Alex. All right, that's great. Ryan is saying, sorry, I missed that about the Black Friday app. Sumo, can you briefly explain if already a customer? Yes, Ryan, I just mentioned, if you are already a customer, you can, so scenario one would be, if you are on the free plan, you can utilize this coupon to upgrade to the WooPlayer Pro license. If you are already on the Pro license, or if you are on the startup license, or if you are on the enterprise license, you can utilize this coupon to expand your storage by 10 gigabytes. So that's a one-time payment that's going to expand your storage by 10 gigabytes for the lifetime. And that's going to be available this Friday, I think at midnight. Thursday at midnight. I always forget. I don't know if it's Thursday midnight or Friday midnight, which constitute 00 on Friday. But basically, at the beginning of Friday, I think Central Time, this deal is going to become available. The codes are limited, so keep an eye out on that if you are interested in expanding your storage and are a current user. Alan is asking, are you sending out a promo link? Promo link for the Cyber Monday? Yes, everybody who's on eligible plans to upgrade will receive an email with regards to the offer and what it will actually be. There will be no specific link. Those upgrade or promotion offers will be available from within the application directly. Let's see. Stefano is saying, recently I had a problem with the custom domain feature and all my videos were down for a few days. All courses on my online school support told me there was an issue related with the release of a new certificate. Is there a way to prevent this to happen again? So actually, I remember that issue, Stefano, and that was an issue on our behalf where we didn't exactly set up the renewal of certificates. It's not an issue on your end. It's not your certificate. So when you generate a custom domain for WooPlayer, what happens is we automatically generate a certificate, and we had an issue with the new renewal process of those certificates. So that was an issue on our end, which has since been addressed. And terribly sorry about that. It seems like I had a connection drop, so I do apologize, but let's continue right where we left off. I do apologize. Let me just scroll back up. Can I stack with the previous deal? Yes. John is saying, I'm transferring from another platform. Can I whitelist customers that have already paid for videos so they don't have to pay again? Also, complimentary free viewing for special people. That's not along the lines of what we offer. So and it is, John, to your point, one of the things that we are considering. It's our payment wall, payment gate, if you want to refer to it as such, is pay-per-view, which literally means that person, even if the person paid for the video, every time they want to view it, they have to pay again. So it's literally pay-per-view. So we are considering different models, of course, of payments and sort of access code management. There's actually an idea out there on the VooPlayer product board. So if you go to actually, you can access this directly from the application. So if you just go over here on submit and vote on ideas, then there's an idea out there which talks a little bit about this under consideration, and under consideration, there's video access code management, and people are talking about that idea significantly. So that's something that's picking up traction. Do customers have to register with VooPlayer, or is it working invisibly in the background? I think that my previous answer questions that as well. Connection issues. It's not Demio. That was my connection. For some reason, my modem is sucking lately. We could hold out on FAQ while waiting. Will I have a way to contact all the people that have purchased videos? Again, I think same applies. Good idea. Vote 1 to stay with Demio. Vote 2 to find another platform. Again, people, this is not Demio. This was actually an issue on my end. I'm at home. Recently, I had a newborn baby, so I'm working from home, and the internet here is pretty sucky. So I do apologize about the technical issues. Sound is back, video back. All right, cool. Please repeat about the problem with the custom domain. Yes, as I was saying, Stefano, the problem with the custom domain was our issue. So we sincerely apologize for any inconvenience which might have occurred due to that, but we are confident that it will not happen again. Again, sorry about that. Alrighty, cool. Do we have any additional questions which we can get to? We can give it a couple of more minutes before we start wrapping up for today. No stupid questions, any suggestions, everything is more than welcome. Alex is saying, I've embedded the same video hosted on Vimeo, YouTube, and Voo. Link both to Voo and YouTube. I think it makes sense thus far. Vimeo plays instantly. YouTube plays after 1.2 seconds. VooPlayer plays after 3 seconds when linked to Vimeo, and after 4.5 seconds after link to YouTube. So it's kind of adding 3 seconds. Is that normal? That much shouldn't be normal, especially if you are utilizing. So if you're over here inside of the application, let me just come up, and when you're generating the embed code, if you're not doing anything additional, if the beta performance optimizations are turned on, that definitely shouldn't add additional 3 seconds. That's basically adding an image. But I think where you could actually add up additional time is if you you are hosting externally hosted videos within VooPlayer, or importing videos from other providers within VooPlayer. Because I mean, if you have 1.5 seconds for YouTube, you're still going to get those 1.5 seconds that are required for the YouTube video to load, on top of which you're going to have the VooPlayer loading. VooPlayer, I can make no apologies for that. It's just that it's a very feature-packed player, and as such carries a certain amount of weight with it. It just has 10 times more feature than YouTube or 20 times more feature than Vimeo has, and the capacities for what can it perform, and thus it's a slightly heavier player. But as you will note, it is the number one thing that we are always working on improving is the performance of that video player, and it being better and better. Shade saying, congratulations, thank you very much. That feature is pretty important to me because people have already paid for the videos. I have to allow them access. Please consider a whitelist or a compensating feature in the near future. Thank you. John, I can make you no promises on that being handled in any way in the near future. It's just not on our roadmap currently. So my recommendation to you, what I would suggest is for you to control the access to the videos from some sort of a membership platform or membership wall where you can add people, and then you can just have videos on those protected pages for those who you wish to have access to, which have already paid for it. So basically, by them paying for a video, you basically just grant them access to pages on which those videos are. I would suggest that handling that way if you are in a hurry, because that's not going to be addressed anytime soon, not at least until sometime mid 2019. Thus, until then, our roadmap is pretty packed. Robert is saying, can I stack new apps to my LTD with the previous deal? Yes, as mentioned several times before. During the AppSumo Black Friday promotion, you can stack the codes on any account. You can stack them on the free account, you can stack them on pro account, startup, enterprise, you can stack the coupon codes on any account. Alex is saying, did you say what will be the special offer for enterprise? Temporary discount, reduced price for lifetime? What kind of a deal? Reduced price for lifetime. I love it. No, definitely not reduced price for lifetime. Reduced price for lifetime. I like that. No, it's going to be a discounted offer for enterprise. I think rolling it back to the previous pricing, which was, I think, now I forgot. I think it was 47 a month or something like that, or 33 a month. 33 a month, I think, will be the offer. I'm not making that decision, so I'll have to get in touch with management to see what the actual details of that will be. Alrighty, cool. Unless there are any further questions, I want to thank everybody for joining this week. Also, hope to see you next week. Stay in touch. There's going to be an exciting Friday through Monday upcoming with different deals, promotions, and everything, not just with WooPlayer, but with other online stuff. So happy hunting to everybody during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. All right. Thanks again, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Bye. And happy Thanksgiving. That